Kusukela mhla ka-22 June kuya ku-12 July labhalisiwe ukuthi angawo yini nine bekunene.
Yebo nduna. Ngumbonile nje lo munye lapha ephepheni kuthiwa akasmuggling. Ngapha somuntu akasmuggling kodwa la engqulini ungakuphi. Uliqinisile kufuneka sikubukisise lokho ngoba labantu ngibo labasonela lolukhetho. Sicela ukuthi nduna ukusebenze kakhulu lokho kwathi ukuthi sikhethe abantu lokungibona abafanele kulomphakathi.
Maswati lamahle asambeni siyohlakula loluhla kwenda siciniseko ukuthi imininingwane yethu ibhaliseke kahle.
Good evening, this is Eswatini TV News at 8. I am Natile Sitole alongside Zamanzi Manze. First up, here's a look at our top stories.
The president of the League of African Churches, Samson Tlhatswago, has announced that the country will have a national prayer on the 15th of July 2023. The Minister for Health, Lizingosi, says all stakeholders in the health sector were consulted on the pharmacy bill. The Minister for Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, has launched the Eswatini Aquaculture Development Fund.
Glad you could join us. The country will have a national prayer next week, Saturday on July 15th at the National Church at Lobamba. This announcement was made by League of African Churches President Samson Tlhatswago, who was with Eswatini Council of Churches Chairperson Archdeacon Begindlela Makongo and Conference of Churches President Robert Kasaro. This initiative has been blessed by His Majesty the King.
The three church bodies of Eswatini say the national prayer will start at 10 a.m. They will pray for the ongoing national elections, Eswatini 55th years of independence, as well as national events. They will also pray for the economy of the country.
Siyathi kunemisebenzi lemkhulu ya 55 lapho khona kudala ingwenyama elive phinze futhi kudalwa live njalo kusekuphela iminyaka lengamashumi lasihlanu sathola inkululeko eveni leMaswati ngalo 10 o'clock sicala lenkonzo hayi kufika
lo mthandazo tabe ubanjwe ngaphasi kwesihlokwana lesithi lukhetho loluholela sive ebunyeni nasempumelelweni le sitawusebenzisa Jeremiah 29 verse 11 sithandazela kona lokho ukuthi uNkulunkulu akaselekelele kulolu khetho kubede abantu abalahlekako kubede abantu mhlambele bayokhonza ukuthi sebasebenzisa ingadi yalabanye ukuthi baze bayongena eParliament. Sabe sesithandazela ke lenzaba economy siyathi ukuthi kutemnotho si level sa katfuta kuphakama emva kwetinto letentekile eveni. Kodwa ke siyamethemba uNkulunkulu ukuthi nasiqhubeka sithandaza umnotho wale live uyavuka.
This is a historic prayer meeting or prayer day. It's the first time in the history of this nation for the three church bodies to meet together and pray. We have no doubt and God is going to do wonders in our midst.
The Minister of Home Affairs, Princess Lindiwe, applauds the church for taking an initiative to pray for the country. She hopes that after the prayer, the ongoing national elections will be successful.
Siyakholwa ukuthi emva kwalo mthandazo lona sitawubona lokhetho loluhle lotawukhokha eMaswati latawuphuma amelele live ngeliqiniso nangakwesaba uNkulunkulu.
Those who will attend the national prayer are encouraged to keep time. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Nelisiwe Dlangamandla in Sebenele Mthetwa Obamba.
The Minister of Health, Lizingosi, says all stakeholders in the health sector were consulted on the pharmacy bill. The minister made this explanation after some pharmacy owners said they were not properly consulted, stating that the fines in the bill are too steep.
Parliament ingena House of Assembly The minister says every concerned sector was given a chance to make a contribution to the bill. She says the bill will ensure that there is a board which will man the operations of pharmacies. She further says the up to 50,000 emalangeni fine is meant to deter pharmacies from breaking laws, putting eMaswati's lives in danger.
Kusena kwento le crackdown. Babuya lenye igroup ngoba banema associations amathathu. Yeta lenye association ikhaliswa ukuthi le bill says now in a pharmacy there must be a technical person, a pharmacist. Lo dawubuka le mithi atokhona ukubona integrity yemithi nokuthi ihledi kahle. Kanti bona bebatsebenzela bantu laba abacashayo. Logo vele kutawuphela ngoba vele you need a professional lotawubuka le mithi wenda sure ukuthi imithi le odoko itabangiyo. Lokunye ke bebakhala ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi loluswati lwasilibekiwe ukuthi litawufika kumalini ukuthi mina kakhanza gange kanjani kutawufika kuphi. Laphinze lwenyuso again because webabona ngathi akunawo bantu abanawukhuteka. So lo mthetho lomusha lotako utaba i-deterrent lenkulu kakhulu. Nalokuthi so sesitawukhona so tasinika neligunya lokuthi sikhambe sihlole kahle le board lokhuluma ngayo nje seyikhona la kulo mthetho lomusha. Le board also ne council lesitawubuka ku train kwabo pharmacist nokuplacewa kwabo nabo pharmtech na yonke that whole nalabatawenda ema-pharmacologists labuka tinfo labatabakhona lokuregistrwa kwabo nekudiregistrwa kwabo nabaganga.
In a telephonic interview, the Eswatini Pharmacy Business Association's Public Relations Officer Begani Mazia says they will continue engaging the ministry for future considerations. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla, Musimkonda, Mbabane.
The Acting Minister of Natural Resources and Energy, Jabulani Mabuza, has commended the Eswatini Water Services Corporation for training their managers under the Management Development Program in collaboration with the University of Eswatini. Speaking during the graduation of 24 supervisors at the Royal Villa, the minister says knowledge gained by the managers will help ensure business excellence in the corporation.
So as you graduate today, you carry with you the valuable lessons learned from the Management Development Program and the tools to contribute positively to EWSC business growth and consequently to Eswatini as a whole. Cabinet has recently approved your strategic direction, which included the implementation of the organizational design project. This strategy heightened Cabinet's expectations of service delivery from EWSC.
The corporation's managing director, Jabulile Mashwama, gives a brief of what the program entailed.
And we've learned a lot of skills in terms of operational excellence, how to ensure that our operations are operating at the highest level of excellence to meet the requirements of the customer of today.
The supervisors say their management style will now improve as they will communicate better to realize the vision of the corporation.
Communication ukhanza ukuthi ayibi effective enough such that nema goals esiwabekile as a company bese siyehluleka kwamitha because you failed to communicate to the subordinate staff that you are managing.
Our employer is quite intentional about making sure that we're equipped with skills in the professional space in order that we are able to do our jobs properly.
University of Eswatini's Vice Chancellor Professor Justice Twala has committed to helping organizations achieve business excellence. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamandla, Fortune Langamandla, Ezulwini.
The Eswatini Agriculture Development Fund has been launched. The fund was launched by the Minister for Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, at Hugwini constituency on Friday. The fund will help farmers to have access to funds to practice commercial farming and grow their products.
The fund will help farmers to have access to funds to grow their products and assist others to migrate from subsistence to commercial farming. Commercially oriented products will be supported as well. The fund is currently held at Eswatini Bank. The Minister of Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, thanked government who assisted with coming up with the fund and also depositing startup capital. He says it will have a special package to assist the youth in startups.
Ifund ke itawusisita ke kubambisa kuvala igap. Le fund vele itawubambisana nalamanye ama-financial institutions njengoba nje i-Eswatini Bank seyivele ingcenye yethu. Lo ngikhuluma nje nyalo sina 53 million.
The minister says it will help close the existing gap in creation of infrastructure. It will also work with other financial institutions. The Hogwini Member of Parliament, who is also the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Nkanyeti Ngwenya, says it is expected that the products must be of good quality and adhere to stipulated standards.
Lamaswati angashesha khona kufinyelela kutoleta imali atokhona kusukuma kuvele kusenjethu.
The Food and Agricultural Organization representative Khanyisile Mabuza asked that the funds be made available all the time.
Sicela ukuthi labalimi bangabe sebabambeleleka baphuma bayangena imali ayisatholakala.
In his speech, the minister asked that the funds be made easily accessible to the farmers all the time. Reporting Mkiani Msibi with Smuva Shongwe, Ehowini.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security Under-Secretary Anthony Masilela says the Social Security Inquiry will ensure that workers fully benefit from social security schemes in the country. Masilela said this during a workshop which was held at the Happy Valley Hotel with workers' organizations and all relevant stakeholders.
Labour and Social Security Under-Secretary Anthony Masilela says the Social Security Inquiry has started. He adds that Phase 1 was the public sector, Phase 2 was the private sector, while the last phase will be the informal sector. Masilela says the informal sector is the largest sector as it involves many people. He further mentions that after this phase, Eswatini will have a picture on the country's social security.
Lokusho ukuthi lungema phases lamathathu. Iphase yokuqala besibuka labaqhashiwe disebenzi tahulumende. Sendlula iphase yesibili kwaba ukuthi asiyobuka iprivate sector. Iphase yesithathu ke kuyawuba kubuka informal sector. Lesicabanga ukuthi
and FirstBig shall assist in collecting data.
This is very, very important to us. Pension, maternity, provisions for maternity, relief funds, akufanani nangalela ku-structured businesses. Sitakwenda kusuka nje nyalo la kuhlanganisa tinhloko nelitiko and sibuka lokuthi le information that is required kule exercise labayendako ime kanjani bese siyaphuma siya kibo bosomabhizinisi bethu siyikoleke sisebenzisana nelitiko so that singasaleli ngemuva.
The Social Security Inquiry is a tool which was designed by the International Labour Organization that is used to collect data on social security schemes in the country. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, with Nelisiwe Dlangamandla, and Sebenele Mtsetwa Ezulwini.
In a statement from the Eswatini Meteorological Services, a cold front is expected to pass over the country on Sunday, the 9th of July 2023, in the afternoon to the evening. It is likely to bring very cold temperatures and rain showers overnight, going to Monday, the 10th of July, especially over the Highveld, where there is a chance of light snowfall at places. Overnight temperatures are expected to be at sub-zero over some places from the 10th to the 11th of July 2023. Daytime temperatures are also expected to drop significantly on Monday the 10th and Tuesday the 11th of July 2023, staying below 10 degrees Celsius in the Highveld on Monday the 10th of July. However, they are expected to gradually improve from Wednesday the 12th of July 2023. The nation is therefore advised to take all the necessary precautions. Eswatini Meteorological Services will continue to monitor the weather system and will update the nation as appropriate. Please stay tuned to local media and national radio for updates. The Taiwan Technical Mission Aquaculture project has trained 20 farmers so that they can start aquaculture businesses. Farmers that attended the training have encouraged the youth to venture into this sector. During the Fish Farmer Field Day, the Taiwan mission trained the farmers on how to design fish ponds, how to feed fish, controlling water quality, as well as harvest and treating. The Ministry of Agriculture Senior Extension Officer Musa Gutlase says there are markets available in the country for fresh fish. He says most consumers prefer fresh fish over those frozen in stores. Fish farmers who attended the training commend the Taiwan Technical Mission for organizing the training. They say there is a great need for the youth to venture into aquaculture. Taiwan funded Eswatini with 52 million emalangeni for an aquaculture 4-year project to implement tilapia breeding techniques in the country. Moving on, men seem to be taking charge of their lives and constantly visiting hospitals for medical checkups. The Ministry of Health has been engaging men and educating them on the importance of taking care of their health. The Health Promotion Officer in the Ministry of Health, Calvin Dlamini, says the month of June has seen a positive mindset change in men where they were focused on men in the Shiseleni region.
In these campaigns, we saw a different thing because all age groups were there on those activities. The young boys, middle aged, and the elderly, they were there and they were taking services. Then which tells us that men probably, they feel more comfortable when we go out to them. So that is why we are saying almost all the age groups, they participated and they accessed the services. So we managed to have a number of activities. And in these activities, we want to appreciate men because they came in their numbers. As you said earlier on, our major focus was on the Shiselweni region this time around, where we see close to 1,000 men coming to access services. We've met with the pastors, we've met with the men in the soccer field. So I think we will be mopping up this July in terms of men in the public transport business at the bus rank. And then I think as we had these events, men took up services, the screening services, checking for your diabetes, checking for other preventable diseases.
The police have asked members of the public to assist in finding 3-year-old Amahle Dlamini from Mbigwake who went missing on Tuesday. The police and Mbigwake residents have already started a search party. Let's have a look.
Sorrow was written all over the face of Nozipho Masego, who is Amahle's mother, the missing child. Since Amahle has gone missing, neighbors and Mbigwake residents have started a search party for the child. Nozipho narrates how the child went missing.
Tunyamalele ngalethuba tantsambuma ngoba lona nje bekawashile kodwa watothula impahla la ngaphandle wamkhanza abekhona la ngaphandle ngalesikhanini akabuya kuthula letimpahla ahambe kayele endlini afika endlini bese ke baya kuyena nalabanye bantwana ababuteke lo uthi hawu umfana nasesengenani nodwana umntwana akasekho la bajike babuye bambide batombuka la ngaphandle nasabamkabuye la ngaphandle batombuka basamkhansi.
She says he has been playing with others where he was last seen on Tuesday afternoon. The police then asked the resident to work together hand in hand in finding the missing child.
Sithi kasimcele bonkosi lokuthi sibambisene singemaphoyisa sifunisane umntwana kuchubeka nemsebenzi wethu sitawucela ngoba kungenteka umntwana ukhanze kuthi sokungena endlini walala nawe wena mnikade wendlu wangaboni ukuthi kunemntwana losalelela endlini.
During the time of compiling this report, the police and the Mbigwake residents were already all out and they've started a search party looking for the missing child. The news crew will be providing constant updates on the matters following the disappearance of this minor. Reporting I am Kian Msiwi with Smuva Shongwe, Mbigwake.
And now let's have a look at our financial indicators.
Can be.
And moving on to our sports news, the national team head coach Dominic Kunene says they tried talking to their players ahead of their second game against Namibia in the ongoing COSAFA tournament. Ndluli says the players now know what must be done to secure a win. The coach was speaking when the team were finishing up their preparations ahead of the game in Durban, South Africa.
Sitlang will take on Namibia in their next COSAFA outing, where they will be looking at getting maximum points if they are to stay in the competition after losing their opening game against Botswana. The team is sweating over the fitness of their striker Sabelo Nzinisa, who is treating an injury. The coach, Dominic Unene, believes the players can do the job.
Ma-games alukhuni lawo but kepha nje ubonile besilungiselela siyajabula ukuthi lebe bathinzekile bakhona ngaphandle kwasikhali siyakhola naye bodokotela basetampopola basitshele ukuthi ukuliphi izinga utakwanza ukuthi uyawulungela umdlalo. So nyalo lesikwendile besenta ama-offensive tactics, senta nama-defensive tactics. So besizama kubanika ama-options lamanengi ngoba ibhola ithi banike babe kuningi so that nabafika ku-situation bayade ukuthi batawukhipha lokunjani. But nje I'm happy bawa-execute kahle sigatseke ukuthi kusasa nakhona kutabe kungiloku kahle because lokhu umcabanga lokho ukuthi sakhe amathuba lamaningi practice. Okay kubadlali sidamile kulungisa umcondo akubuhlungu kudliwa vele but sikhulumile nabo sabatshela lokho ukuthi nakusekhona ama-games asitawadlala kusho ukuthi sisenele ithuba. So lokhu sisele nje kithi ukuthi sitimisele, that is why namhla besitama kupolisha ukuthi kusasa kube ngcono kakhulu.
The game will be played at the Kings Wilton Stadium at 6 p.m. in the evening on Saturday. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patizwe Msibi, Durban, South Africa.
Down Memory Lane Committee, which is an independent committee that looks at issues and sports-related activities in the country, has called out all sports legends in different sporting codes to gather and discuss issues relating to the current state of sports in the country. The committee says the meeting with legends will be held on the 15th of July at Caritas in Manzini.
Down Memory Lane Committee, which is an independent committee looking at issues related to sports activities in the country, has called out all sporting legends in different sporting codes to gather together and discuss issues relating to current state of sporting in the country, especially in football, compared to previous years.
Sithe salonda loluhlelo umnyaka lophilile futhi nalonyaka kunetinshwana letivelako.
The chairperson of the committee, Donatus Ngochanezwane, says the sports indaba, as it is called, will discuss and provide solutions in sports in the country.
Ngesikhathi semidlalo 3 o'clock sikhanza ukuthi lama legends khona la khulumako lokuvakalako nekulekelela futhi ngalokunjalo
bantu nebadlali wonke lama sporting activities.
Chairman of Rutotko, who happens to be an executive member of the committee, Paul Dlamini, says the discussions will also provide a role that can be played by legends to the current sport issues. The main day for the sports indaba will be on the 15th of this month at the Caritas in Manzini. An amount of 2,000 Marangene has been raised to be used on the day. For Eswatini TV Sports, Mbabane.
That's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our top stories. The president of the League of African Churches, Samson Tlajago, has announced that the country will have a national prayer on the 15th of July, 2023. The Minister for Health, Lizingosi, says all stakeholders in the health sector were consulted on the pharmacy bill. The Minister for Agriculture, Jabulani Mabuza, has launched the Eswatini Aquaculture Development Fund. And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update from myself and the team. Many thanks for your company. Take care.
Phela makhaya inkosi nangabe phela udukhohliwe timbe phatakho buye eceleni ubuye eceleni phela thina sijeke emsebentini awungeke phela ukhohlela le-ID nenombolo yokuvota lele basifakele yona phela la tincingweni ha ngibonini buye eceleni nkosi yathi ngijeke emsebentini kwani mina hayi wena msawumnye ngathi igaba lesithathu ihamba phela nkosi tithi nyalo sigaba secala sasihamba yi-voter validation lapho khona sithi hamba uye emphakathi wangakini uyohlolisisa ukuthi le mininingwane lowayibhala ingiyo yini nendzawo la tovotela khona niyokahle kahle nje sithi lapho konje hlolisisa imininingwane yakho nathi sibambisane ukuthi imininingwane yakho ibhaleke kahle yini nani hayi phela lokho kutawondeka le 22 June kuya le ku 12 July Yebo, bese ke sigaba lesilandzelako seyi-nomination coach. Lapho khona kubheka ukuthi ngenkundla inominate lokungenani bantu labacela ku-3 kuya ku-20. Kuze ke umuntu anqonye